In this thought for the week, we're looking at two things that hinder us from moving forward with God. Hope you enjoy it. Over the past week or so, I've been thinking about those things that limit us and inhibit us from moving forward as church leaders and as churches. And you know, the two that have really struck me are procrastination and intimidation. Firstly, procrastination. I think it's ever so easy for us to actually put off till tomorrow that which we find difficult to do today. It's always easier to go for the easy option. Do you know, in my own experience and in my own Christian life, I found that it's really easy to read about a subject, to talk about a subject, to theorize about a subject, but it's actually really quite hard to just get on and do it, whatever it might be. One of the things that I've been really challenged by, I guess, over the years is about stepping out in faith. It's about walking with God. It's about listening to the voice of the Holy Spirit and seeking to do what He says. It's so much easier to think that it was just the rabid imaginings of a tired pastor than actually get on and give it a go and see where God takes us. I want to really encourage you this week to actually not procrastinate whatever it is that God has been calling you to do, or maybe half calling you to, just a hint or a whisper. I want to encourage you not to procrastinate, but to give it a go, to step out. I was talking to a church leader last week and he was saying that he'd had a project in the back of his mind for years, but he'd never done anything about it. It's easy to do that. Whatever God has put in your heart and mind to do, seek to do it with all your heart and with all your mind. The other thing is intimidation. It's very easy to be put off by the advice or the derogatory comments of others. Very easy to take a vote in a church meeting, and whilst the majority say yes, to hear the loudest negative voices and be deterred from doing whatever it is that God seems to be calling you to do. Don't be put off. If you believe that you're hearing the voice of God, then do it. Take tentative steps towards it. Move purposely forward. Don't procrastinate and don't be intimidated. After all, what's the worst that can happen? You can get it wrong and then you apologize. Or they don't want you to do it, in which case you look for another job and you move on. That sounds really easy, I know, and it can sound really glib. But the truth is that we are called to minister to God and for God, not for anyone else. It can be tough at times, but it's the best place to be, and it's the only thing to do.